How I feel? Blessed. What I want?
Get back slow. I love the way she rock it. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she cry for him, the shawty is the winner. You can tell that shawty's love again now. She's confident. I love the way she move.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with another live stream. In today's live stream, we're going to be covering a lot of topics with the Washington Commanders, including potential head coach replacement Bill Belichick, potentially favored to become the Washington Commanders' new head coach. Washington Commanders have a matchup this Sunday versus the New York Giants. Although a lot of people feel like it's empty calories, we're still going to take a look at it because it could potentially mean something for the Washington Commanders if they can find a way to get this victory and much more. If you have any comments or questions you would like to be answered on tonight's show, please leave it down below in the comment section. Now, let's get straight to it. First things first, y'all. What's up? How y'all feeling? 7:30 p.m. Want to carry this over into the Thursday night game. If you don't just pay attention to the Commanders, I advise you to watch tonight's NFL game, Thursday Night Football. It should be a great one, considering the fact that we've had terrible Thursday night games. That's including ours for the past couple weeks. This should be refreshing as we have the Baltimore Ravens versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Should be a really good game. So I want to carry this live stream, give y'all something to watch until that comes on. So we're going to talk about the Washington Commanders and the NFL. So first thing, Bill Belichick, potential head coach replacement. I'm going to start out by saying this. No, I do not want Bill Belichick as the Washington Commanders head coach. No, no, no. Now, I'm going to make a video on this still because obviously everybody that isn't going to tune in for the live stream. So I want to reach it as much people as possible because I have a strong opinion about this. I do not want Bill Belichick as my head coach. I have a plethora of reasons as to why I do not want Bill Belichick as my head coach. First things first, Bill Belichick is exactly what we're trying to get rid of. What is that, Juan? A coach-centric approach. That is what Bill Belichick is going to bring. Have you ever looked up Bill Belichick's name on Google? Well, if you haven't, I'm going to tell you what title it says. It says General Manager of the New England Patriots. It doesn't say head coach. It says General Manager of the New England Patriots. So you got to think if he in fact does get fired from New England, Bill Belichick is not going to take just no regular head coaching job. He's going to want to become the general manager too. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't want Bill Belichick the general manager, nor do I want him my head coach. Have you looked at Bill Belichick's teams over the years? I feel like a lot of it has got covered up behind the success of Tom Brady, that people overlooked how poorly constructed his teams were. He was a really good head coach in getting other talent from other teams. However, he isn't a guy that is going to go out his way to draft a stud. Now, you may be saying, Juan, that's probably what we need. We probably need a head coach that is going to go out and attract retreads from other teams. Because let you have it here, you're not going to get no free agency or no guys want to come to Washington. Which you have a fair point. And with the new shiny toy at quarterback that we have in Sam Howell, you pair that up with a 6-time Super Bowl winning head coach in Bill Belichick, all the free agents are going to want to come here. All the free agents are going to want to come here. So you have a point there. But if you bring on Bill Belichick and you try to sign all these free agents, that isn't going to be something that's a long-term success thing. After a while, age is going to kick in. So these free agent veterans are going to get older. And then on top of that, a lot of them are going to command a lot of money. So why would you put yourself in a predicament to where you're only going to be set up for short-term success? Now, some of you may be saying, Juan, I'm perfectly fine with that because I haven't seen a Super Bowl in my lifetime, or I haven't seen a Super Bowl in almost 40 years. So I'm already, I'm happy for any kind of success. And I don't care if it's short term or if it's long term. Well, I'm going to rebuttal with that with saying my opinion. I would much rather have longevity success than just have a flash in the pan Super Bowl. Have you looked at the Los Angeles Rams? They sold their souls for a Super Bowl win. Now, I know some of them may be happy about that, but me personally, I wouldn't. I'd much rather compete week in, week out, year in and year out in the NFC and then try to make it to the playoffs and build my team to win a Super Bowl opposed to buying my way to a Super Bowl. And I feel like essentially that's what you would be doing with Bill Belichick, because not only are you going to have to potentially trade something for Bill Belichick because the Patriots are going to play hardtail with trying to get him up. They're not going to give him up for free unless they actually do cut him or fire him. But I just don't see that happening. I really don't. And then on top of that, again, Bill Belichick poorly constructed teams as far as draftees goes. He does not draft well. Again, he finds other talent from elsewhere and just make them into something. Now, if that's what you want to sign up for, by any means, root for Bill Belichick to be Washington's head coach. But I don't want that. I don't at all. Bill Belichick is 70 plus years old. He's older, just like Ron Rivera, and that's something that we're trying to get rid of. And then, can we call it what it is? I don't want to take nothing away from Bill Belichick because he'll go down as one of the, if not the greatest head coach of all time. But can we call it what it is? Can we already had 3 years out, 3 years now. Tom Brady carried Bill Belichick. Let's just call it what it is. Let's call it what it is, please. Tom Brady carried Bill Belichick. Tom Brady, as soon as he left, he went on to win another Super Bowl with the Buccaneers. Bill Belichick is still struggling. One playoff appearance since Tom Brady's left, and that one playoff appearance, they got blown out by the Bills. Since then, he hasn't been able to replace a quarterback. He hasn't really put much talent around his quarterback. Bill Belichick isn't it. Okay? Isn't it? And it's not where I want my team to be headed. And I pray to the fatherly heavens that Bill Belichick does not find his way on this team as the coach. I pray that Josh Hurst does not do this. I know the NBA is a different thing, but you got to think, okay? If you look at Josh Hurst's hires as of Philadelphia 76ers owner, he hired Doc Rivers. Okay, that was a former head coach, with a prior organization, Clippers, right? He was a Clippers head coach, right? Then this past year, he hired Nick Nurse, right? Raptors former head coach, right? Now, I know you like Juan. NBA is different, which is true. NBA is different. They have no problem with signing or hiring former retreads, right? Didn't the Suns head coach just get a new job? Isn't he in the in Detroit now with the Pistons? Like Monty Williams, they always get new head coach gigs. The NFL is a little bit different. Like, yeah, you get second chances. Sean Payton got second, but I just feel like you have to have some type of substance, okay, to get second chances in the NFL. They don't just hire around unless you're Adam Gase. Unless you're Adam Gase, you find your way on to other teams, even though you don't have no type of rings or nothing to show for. Unless you're Adam Gase. Other than that, in the NFL, I feel like you have to have some type of resume to get a second chance. And that's why I am a little bit fearful that Josh Hurst may go that route because he sees the 6 Super Bowl rings and he thinks that's what it's going to take. And I just don't think Bill Belichick would be a good fit. I really don't. Now, here's what I will say. Bill Belichick would definitely have this defense ready to rock and roll. Now, if Bill Belichick wanted to become the defensive coordinator, that's a different story. But who are we kidding? He's 70 plus years old. If Bill Belichick is not going to be the head coach, he's not going to waste his time being nobody's defensive coordinator. So then in that case, Bill, I don't want no parts of you. I don't want no parts of it. I just don't think it would go well. I don't think some of the players would like it because it's the Patriot way he'll be trying to bring here. Right. He's he doesn't really. We've had issues with Ron Rivera's drafts. I'm telling you, it would be 10 times worse with Bill Belichick. We would mess around and draft a punter in the 4th round. Like, it's that bad. We would get a D2 tight end and try to make him into something special with Bill Belichick. Like, it would not be good if we did do that. So, therefore, I just don't think it would be a good fit. I don't think it would be a good fit. He's old. Tom Brady carried him. Let's keep it a buck. It will be coach-centric approach. I don't want that. We're trying to get rid of that with Ron Rivera. Okay? His roster put togetherness. I don't even know what kind of word I just said. His roster makeup isn't good. Isn't good. Now, unless you think Sam Howell is the next coming of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick feels like he can help this organization win 6 rings, then that's a different story. But who are we kidding? Bill Belichick would be a disaster. I just don't want that. I would not want that. So that's my take on it. I'm still gonna make a video on it though. But that's what I feel. Leave your comments down below because I'm excited to read what you guys have to say if you're listening live. How do you feel about it? Do you think Bill Belichick should be the Washington Commanders' next head coach? And how would you feel about that if that happened? Leave it down below. Next up, the Washington Commanders have a game with the New York Giants. I'm gonna keep it a whole buck with you, all right? This game is literally empty calories. It's literally empty calories, man. Because you do realize if you blow out the Giants, you're supposed to do that. Okay? They had Tommy DeVito starting at quarterback. So you're supposed to do that. You're not going to get no cool points for doing that. That's 1. 2. If you lose to the Giants, then you're looked at as one of the worst teams in football. If you win, again, you're 5-6. You're still going to lose Thursday to the Cowboys, so what does it matter? And even if you do find a way to beat the Cowboys, you still don't think you're going to beat the Dolphins. See, so for me personally, this game isn't going to move me at all. Like, if Sam goes out there and strokes those guys, pause, for 304 touchdowns, I'm going to be happy for Sam. But it's like, it's the Giants. If you wanted people to get hyped for this game, you should have won versus Seattle. Then you get back to 5-5, and now all of a sudden this game is for 6-5, and then you having a 6-5 versus 8-3 Cowboys. Because by that time Dallas would be 8-3, right? 7-3, 7-3, 7-3, yeah, 7-3. Because they they'll be 7-3. No, they'll be 8-3. They're 7-3 right now, right? Dallas is 7-3, I believe. So Either way it goes, they'll be 8-3 because I think they play the Panthers this Sunday, so that's obviously an easy win for them. So they will be 8-3, will be 6-5 going into that game. But now you lost to them, so yeah, they'll be 7-3. Oh, they're 7-3. Okay, so they'll be 7-3 going into that game. So it would have been 6-5 Washington Commanders versus 7-3 Dallas Cowboys. But instead, you lose to the Seahawks. So now you're 5-6 if you win Sunday versus 7-3 Dallas. And that doesn't really move you. Because it's just like, okay, Washington, you beat Dallas. Still not going to beat the Dolphins the following Sunday. Because who stopped you? You're not stopping Tyreek Hill. You're not stopping Jalen Waddle. You're not stopping David A-Chain, Devin A-Chain, whatever his name is. You're not stopping A-Chain. You're not stopping Raheem Mostert. You're not stopping that offense. So for me, it's just like, how can I get excited for this game? Like, I'm borderline because nobody really tunes in for my live game day live streams anymore. And those are some of the bigger games. So I can only imagine Sunday. So I'm borderline even like, should I even stream that game? Because it's like, if you win, it doesn't really matter. But it is what it is. Thank you for that super chat, PS5 Gamer. I appreciate it, PS5 Gamer. PS5 Gamer says, I don't want Bill. I think we need a young offensive-minded head coach. And I agree with that. If it's not Eric Bieniemy, you got Ben Johnson, who's a guy that a lot of people like. And you got Slovic from Houston, who, again, I've started following this team. I've been a fan of this team all my life. But I didn't really start to understand the game. I went until I would say probably maybe that 2011, 2012 season. But obviously, I didn't know all the position coaches at the time. I did not know Slovic, offensive coordinator for the Texans, was on this coaching staff with Kyle Shanahan, Matt LaFleur, Sean McVay. We had a superstar unit. And somehow we continue to let these guys go away. It's pitiful. Another thing. The Washington Commanders defense has been disappointing. And that's an understatement. We knew trading away Montez Sweat and Chase Young wasn't going to be a good thing at the moment, but we felt like it was something that had to be done. With that being said, this defense has not been good at all. And it starts with the front four, continuing with the front four. Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne has been non-existent this year. I know I made a video about it yesterday, but I wanted to stretch upon it more. They have not been good this year. Like they have not. They've borderline just been getting shut down, and that's just the truth of the matter. It sounded like Ron Rivera, right? But that's just the truth of the matter. They've been getting shut down. The moves have been getting basic. They've been getting stopped, and nobody is afraid of Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne. Then you look at the edge rushers. God bless their heart. I mean, obviously, what could we have expected from those guys? It's James Smith-Williams. It's Casey Toohill. It's F.A. Obata. It's Andre Jones Jr., KJ Henry. What do we expect? Linebackers. Jamin Davis felt like he was making a leap this year at the beginning of the year. Now Jamin is just Jamin. And I feel like we've all came to grips that he wasn't a first round pick. We definitely reached on him. Khalid Hudson, we cried for him to get a starting gig. We clearly see why he isn't a starter in the league. Still needs a lot of work done. I don't even need to mention David Mayo. Do I? It's David Mayo. Uh Secondary. Cam Curl, Benjamin St. Juice, Percy Butler, Kendall Fuller, list goes on. Secondary for me has been disappointing. I definitely thought secondary would have been way more better this year. Outside of Kendall Fuller and Cameron Curl, secondary has been disappointing. Percy Butler, he's a young guy. I don't want to bash him too much, but he clearly shouldn't be a starter, but he is because of the injury to Derek Forrest. And speaking of Derek Forrest, this is the first time I heard something back from him since he got hurt today. He's back on the side field. But that doesn't mean nothing. He's probably not going to play no time soon. More of the story when it comes to this defense this year, I think you have to look at the top, Ron Rivera and Martin Mayhew, more so than Jack Del Rio. The reason I say that is because they're the guys that drafted him. Okay? I'm not saying Jack Del Rio didn't have no say because he's the defensive guy. Of course he has some say. But Ron Rivera and Martin Mayhew are the guys that drafted these guys. And I think what we have to realize is Martin Mayhew was the GM of the 0-16 Lions, guys. So I don't know what we were expecting we were going to get out of him. I don't know if a lot of y'all know that. But he was the 0-16 GM of the Detroit Lions. So the way we've constructed this roster does not surprise me. That doesn't surprise me one bit. This roster is poorly constructed. You're in year 4 of Ron Rivera, and you're just finding your quarterback. And thank God for Taylor Heineke, because if Taylor Heineke doesn't show up and say, "Nah, I'm not playing," we probably don't even know what Sam Howell is right now. He's probably not even a starter. But it took you to year 4 to find your quarterback. Your first draft, you draft Chase Young, which I'm not mad at you for because everybody wanted you to do it. But that didn't turn out well. Then you draft Jamin Davis. Jamin Davis was projected to be a 3rd-round pick, ladies and gentlemen. 3rd-round pick. And he only got a start in his final year of Kentucky because his roommate had a medical issue. Jamin Davis shouldn't have been a first-round pick. Then the next year, you draft Jahan Dotson, 2022. Okay, well, that's cool. I thought we could have went Kyle Hamilton, added another game changer in their secondary, but we went Jamin Davis. Went Jahan Dotson, I meant. Okay, cool. Jahan, first year of the same, was pretty good. All right, don't got no problem with the Jahan Dotson pick. But then the next year, you draft Emmanuel Forbes. And everybody know how I felt about the Emmanuel Forbes pick. Didn't hate the player Emmanuel Forbes. Think he can be a solid guy. But I don't think you can draft him over a Christian Gonzalez or even a Brian Branch. So needless to say, the roster defensively is poorly constructed. And you can even argue the offensive side of the ball is poorly constructed when it comes to offensive line. But I feel confident about this offense whenever you have a quarterback. The defense is my concern because we poorly constructed this defense, and this was supposed to be a defensive-minded head coach. How we have ignored the linebacker position is beyond me. How are you two former linebackers and you have just straight up ignored the linebacker position? You asked me, I would have thought we would have had a game changer by now. No, we don't. Don't have a linebacker. Don't have a game changer linebacker right now. I feel like that's my biggest disappointment with Ron Rivera as far as roster construction goes, is the lack of attempts to address the linebacker position and just the overall drafting as a whole. If it wasn't for injuries, our draft class this past year would not have seen the field or trading guys away. If they hire Bill Belichick, I'll become a Cowboys fan. That's tough. I would never. I would never. Like I didn't heard some people say Ravens, stuff like that, but nah, not the Cowboys. That's crazy. But yeah, man, that is more so like the biggest disappointment I had is just the poorly constructed defensive side of the ball. Because offensively, you draft, and in the moment I didn't like it, but you draft Brian Robinson, dog. You draft Jahan Dawson, he cool. You signed Curtis Samuel, solid. Terry McLaurin's already here, dog. Antonio Gibson, solid. Then you get Sam Howell, quarterback, dog. This team should be winning. This team should be 7-3, 6-3, 6-3, 7-3, whatever. Should be around there. But due to our inept coaching and our lack of roster construction on the defensive side of the ball, we're suffering. So, as bad as Jack Del Rio has been, due to the simple fact that he has to be the coach and he has to put these guys in the best predicament to be ready, look what he's dealing with. He's not dealing with no dogs, and that's including Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen. He has nobody on that defense that's dogs. Love Cam Curl. But Cam Curl don't generate enough turnovers for him to be considered a doggy dog. He's a dog, but he ain't a doggy dog. He a dog, but he ain't a dog. You know? We need dogs. You know, we don't have none of those. So, not to defend JDR, because I think he's been bad. But look at the defense he's been working with the last couple of years. So I can't wait for a new regime. Can't wait for a new regime because we need to draft the defensive. It's crazy, and I know I sound like I'm ranting instead of like specific topics. This is really why I like going live. I try to construct out specific topics, but then I go off pace and I just start ranting because I need to let it out. We've invested so much into this defensive line and defensive side of the ball over the years. So you would have thought we would be one of the best defenses in the NFL based off of our draft. If you just put together our last couple draft picks, Chase Young, Montez Sweat, Jamin Davis, Emmanuel Forbes, Deron Payne, Jamin Davis, Chase Young, Jamin Davis, Emmanuel Forbes, Jonathan Allen, and Deron Payne. Those are 5 first-round picks. You would have thought this defense would be one of the best. Not one of the worst. We've invested too much into this defense for it to be piss poor how it is. This defense is trash. So the next regime that comes in here needs to clean it up. I'm even if and y'all know I don't do my I don't really do my draft research and start looking at draftees until after the season. But I'm even thinking about I want a left tackle in the first round to protect Sam Howell. But we're so down bad with everything on defense. I might draft a defensive end, bro, first round. Let me look at the left tackle free agent market because I'm willing to throw a left tackle some money in free agency because I think defensively needs to be the main priority in this draft. And yeah, defense can still be your main priority in the draft if you go left tackle or offensive line first round. But I would prefer for us to just draft first round defense again and throw a left tackle bag in free agency because we do need somebody to protect Sam Howell's blind side. But I think we're so down bad on defense that we might borderline need to spend all our top picks on defense. Let me take a look at these tackles. So the best tackle this upcoming free agency is Tyron Smith. Tyron Smith is going to be 33 years old. No good. So now, with that being said, guys, we're probably going to be forced to draft a left tackle in the draft because no good left tackles exist. Fuller getting old. Fuller's 28. He's not really old, but he probably could play safety. I would love for him and Cam Kerr to be the safeties, and we had draft more cornerbacks. I want to keep Fuller. Build around Curl and Fuller. I agree. I want to keep Fuller. Fuller's only 27 or 28. One of them. So I would love for us to get a left tackle in free agency, but there's no good one. So we might be forced to have to draft one first round. So that kind of alters my plan. This is why when you had the opportunity to get Christian Darrisaw, you should have took it. When you had the chance to get Broderick Jones, you should have took it, man. Because now there's no good left tackles coming up out of free agency. So now you have to now draft a left tackle first round. Are you gonna run it back with Charles Little? No. So now you got to draft a left tackle or sign a left tackle in free agency. Draft a left tackle, and then now that alters your plan of getting an edge rusher in the first round. All the mocks has us selecting an edge rusher. That's crazy. I didn't even know that. That's how you know your boy no ball. And I know it ain't rocket science, but man, I ain't know that. And I'm talking about us getting one in the first round. That's how you know. I know what I know. But yeah, man. This defense is bad. But let's go get to the comment section. I'm gonna let y'all take over the rest. I'm gonna respond to every comment, and then we're gonna get out of here. Rated R Films. Shout out to Rated R Films. We have a lot of role players on defense. We don't have any superstars who can dominate consistently, and that's that. Yeah, I agree. And when you draft 5 first rounders, you would think you would have some dogs, some superstars. But technically, right now as it speaks, we've missed on all 5 first round draft picks when it comes to superstar caliber. Star caliber, sure. But superstar caliber, we've missed on them. We need a really good free safety. I would love a good free safety, like when Jesse Bates was available. I would love a good free safety because right now it's Derek Forrest, and Derek Forrest hasn't played since like week 5. And Derek Forrest is really a strong safety, to be honest with you. He's not a rangy free safety. That's why I would love to move Kendall Fuller back there because he's only 28. He could hold free agents, free safety down for the next like 2 to 3 years. Streaming Thanksgiving game, I don't know. Honestly, I thought about not doing it this year just because I wanted to like just watch it on my own. But I might, but I don't know. I don't know. Um, Defoe fell off. He wasn't good at the start of the season. Yeah, that's typically how it is. Anytime a good guy has a good year, he typically falls off. He never here in Washington. He never lives up to the hype. We need veteran defensive players. I mean, defensive wise, let's look at the free agency. Make sure y'all watch y'all screen because we're about to pull up the free agent list. All right, y'all. So we got the free agencies pulled up here. Hold on. Let me add this to my screen. All right, y'all. So we got the free agents pulled up here. Okay. Let's go defense. What position do y'all want to look at for free agency next year? This year's upcoming off season, right? Let's go. Let's look at edge rushes. So edge rushers, you got Leonard Williams. No, I'm good off him. Daniil Hunter, even though he's having a out of this world season, I'm good off him. He's 29. Marcus Davenport and Jerome Baker, Miami. That's somebody that you could look at. And it depends, though, guys. It really depends. Who's to say the next defensive coach doesn't come in and he switches us to a 3-4? Right? Who's to say that? But Jerome Baker, that's somebody that I can consider. Romeo Okonkwo, Jadarius Smith, no, he's 31. Yannick Ngakoue, nah. Chase Young, obviously not because we already got rid of him. Danico Autry, 33. Calais Campbell, no. Leonard Floyd, no. Charles Hurst, no. Dorrance Armstrong, 26. Dorrance Armstrong, Donnell Jenkins could let us know a lot about Dorrance. Maybe Justin Houston, no. I didn't even know he was on Carolina. Justin Houston just don't want to hang it up, huh? Josh Allen. Josh Allen could be a guy that we could potentially look at. Josh Allen. Ashawn Robinson. So, all intents and purposes, there are not really any good edge rushers available. Not anybody that I'm like, that's screaming. Linebacker. All right, let's look at linebacker. Okay. Linebacker. You got Jose Jewell, Bobby Wagner. I'm good on Bobby. He 33, so he probably gonna be in retiring or going to spend the rest of his years in Seattle. I'm good off him. Isaiah Simmons could be intriguing because he's only 25, but quite frankly, haven't lived up to that draft pick that he got drafted at. Aziz Alshire, Titans. That's something that interests me. I like Aziz Alshire. I would be interested in him. Only 26. Um, let's see who else. Patrick Queen is also under unrestricted free agent. Do Baltimore re-sign Patrick Queen? If not, would y'all be interested in throwing the bag? Would y'all be interested in throwing the bag at Patrick Queen this offseason or this free agency? If if you're finally looking for that big playmaker middle linebacker, Patrick Queen could be that guy for you. Now, let's check out his market value because he's going to be one of the more expensive ones. He's only 24 years old. So if you were to go with a Patrick Queen, the S guy, he's going to be expensive. Devin Bush has not been the same since he tore his ACL, and quite frankly, I don't think he's going to get back to that. Drew Tranquil is another guy. I didn't even know Tranquil was on Kansas City. I thought he was still with the Chargers. Drew Quinco is another guy. So there are some guys here. Zach Cunningham has been balling out for the Eagles, tackling machine for the Eagles. Would you throw him a 1-year deal, 2-year deal? I think it's to the point where you have to revamp this whole defensive line. I mean, like defense. So the only guy that you're obviously going to keep is Jamin Davis in the linebacker room because you're not going to let nothing happen to him because he's still in the contract for 2 more years, at least 21, 22, 23. Yeah, this is his 3rd year, so he's under contract for at least next season. But you can pick up that 5th year option if you want to. Willie Gay is a guy that I'm interested in throwing that bag to. That's a dog right there. Levante Davis too old. Queen kind of mid, nah. Willie Gay is a guy that I wouldn't mind dishing out some bread to. I think Jared David didn't he play for the Lions or something? He on the Giants now, but I thought he played for the Lions. He was cool. Tanner Mew. So there are some guys here in the linebacker room that I would like to play that pique my interest. So we chat. What do we check? We check linebacker. We check edge. Free safety. Let's look at free safety. Eric Murray, Sean Gibson. Dang. There's no free agents, free safeties. So we might have to draft one. Buda Baker, he's a free agent. He has a club option though, but he could potentially be a free agent. CJ Gardner Johnson, he's nice, 2026, but he is coming off an injury. Would you pay CJ Gardner Johnson to pair with Cam Curl? I would like to see that. Jordan Whitehead, he's solid, but these are strong safeties though that I think they could play free safety too. Who else? Xavier McKinney. I ain't gonna lie, I would love Xavier McKinney. I think the Giants may resign Xavier McKinney. We have enough safeties, bro. I mean, we have Cam Curl, Percy Butler, Quan Martin, Derek Forrest. Again, outside of Cam Curl, none of them are like game changers. They're good guys to have on this team, but they're not stopping you from going out to get a Xavier McKinney. They're not stopping you from going out to get you a Buda Baker, or at least it shouldn't. I like Kyle Duggar. So there are actually quite a few safeties that are out here. Cam Curl, but obviously he's gonna get resigned. Should at least. So there's some safeties out there. What else? I think the other position that we have to look at would probably be corner, but we already got corner, first round corner. We could get I would say resign Kittle Fuller. Awuzie was solid with Cincinnati. He wasn't bad with Cincinnati, but I could see him re-upping with Cincy. Hmm. I don't know, y'all. Y'all seeing this? I don't really see no corners that pique my interest for real. Bryce Hall. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. I don't know if there's any cornerbacks that pique my interest, y'all. So we might have to resign Kendall Fuller, even if we didn't want to. I want to, but even if we did, we would have to. There's no solid cornerbacks that you would you be interested in bringing back Ronald Darby? Marcus Peters, 30. Some of y'all said y'all wanted some veteran guys though. We don't have a number one corner. We need that ASAP. If we could be in the scheme, we could be the scheme we running, but we need a certified number one. Well, I mean, we just went through the list of corners this free agency. So a lot of what we're gonna have to do. So it kind of makes sense why we're stacking up on draft picks, y'all. A lot of what we're gonna have to do is going to have to be through the draft because there's not this free agent class is not that stacked from the positions that we need. From the positions that we need. Bring back Fred Smoot, Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson, okay. He was shut down 2020. Ron Lobby. Yeah, Ron Lobby was. He was locks. And screens, linebackers for the run game. D-line makes corners better, family. We have enough safeties. We need number one corner. At this point, we have a lot of draft capital. Top three should be DB, LT, LB in that order. No need to pay a lot for a vet that's going to be average. Corner, Levante David. Still got it. Devin Bush and Patrick Queen gave great pickups. Dorrance Armstrong is good, has a good motor, but he best in the rotation. After linebacker, do corners. We need a solid number one. We just went through corners. It wasn't that many good ones. Mark my words, it's over Sunday. We will get ran off the field. Ron and Jack will be fired that night. Nah, we're gonna. If we lose Sunday, then yeah, it's over. But they should be fired if we lose Sunday. You're right, but I don't think that's gonna happen. The Giants are they're too bad. And would it surprise me? No, because we're the Commanders. But Giants aren't that good. If Daniel Jones was here, probably. But they got Tommy DeVito, fool. Tommy DeVito. He's Italian. He's Italian. Edge linebacker. Darby was dog for us. Marcus Peters is over the head. And London Fletcher. Yeah, they probably could play better than what we at right now, huh? But with that being said, Joe, y'all, I'm gonna let y'all go ahead. Look, I'm in it right on time for us. I'm gonna end the stream so we can go ahead and watch this good Sunday night game or a Thursday night game Cincy, Baltimore. Y'all have a blessed one. Love each and every one of y'all. Stay tuned for all the great quality content on the channel. Please leave down below comments, suggestions of what I should upload and stuff like that, and help me get to 7,000 subscribers. I'm launching memberships soon, so stay on the lookout for that if you're gonna be interested. With that being said, y'all have a blessed one. You have a great night. As always, me and boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, and subscribe. Now, peace.
After 20 years, you know we back on. No more Snyder, more McLaurin. One forward with the passion, you know we scoring. FedEx field bag lit, no it is not boring. John Allen lead the troops, yeah you know we storming. Burgundy and gold in my veins, yeah I bleed that. St. Jude saw the ball, grab a pig, yeah I need that.